All right, let's talk about something that's basically a digital fire drill for anyone managing a VMware environment. We're talking about backing up your vCenter server. It's one of those things that's just as vital as knowing where the actual fire escape is in your data center.
So picture this. You walk into work, you've got your coffee in hand, and boom, your vCenter is completely dark. It's gone. What's your next move? Because this isn't just some small problem. No, this is a full-blown red alert emergency. You see, when vCenter goes down, your whole virtual infrastructure loses its brain, its central nervous system. You can't roll out new VMs, you can forget about migrating workloads with things like DRS, that's the Distributed Resource Scheduler, and you've lost all effective management of your hosts. You are, quite literally, flying blind.
And when we call vCenter the nerve center, we really mean it. It is the management plane. It's the big control panel for your entire VMware world. And losing it, well, that means you've lost control, even if all your individual virtual machines are technically still chugging along just fine.
But okay, don't panic. VMware knows just how critical vCenter is, and because of that, they've given us a purpose-built lifeline. So let's take a look at the built-in blueprint they provide for exactly this kind of disaster, the native file-based backup.
So what is this thing exactly? Well, it's a super specialized backup that you create right from inside vCenter itself. It grabs the three things that matter the most: all the configuration settings, the entire inventory hierarchy, all your folders, your resource pools, and of course, the core database. Then it just bundles all that goodness up and sends it to a safe spot on your network. Now this is a really important slide because it shows you exactly what this tool is for. Think of it like a surgeon's scalpel, not a sledgehammer. It's precision engineered to save your management layer. It backs up the brain of your vCenter, but, and this is key, it does not back up your individual VMs or your ESXi hosts. That's a totally different job that requires different tools.
And here's why this thing is so powerful. First off, it's native and fully supported by VMware, which means this is their official #1 recommended way to do it. It's application consistent, so you can actually trust that the database backup is solid. And you can configure it all, set schedules, and basically forget about it, which makes it the perfect tool for your disaster recovery plan.
So, how do you actually use this thing when the worst happens? Let's stop thinking about it as just some technical procedure and start seeing it for what it is: a two-stage rescue mission to pull your entire environment back from the brink. Stage 1 is all about preparing the blueprint. And honestly, this is the easy part that you do before anything goes wrong. You just log into the vCenter Appliance Management Interface, the VAMI, on port 5480, tell it where to save the backup file, set up a schedule, and that's it, you're done. It'll start creating a secure, encrypted file for you automatically.
And this analogy is just perfect. Your backup file is the blueprint. You don't try to piece together a collapsed building, right? No. You grab the original plans and you build an exact, fresh replica. That is the entire idea behind the restore process.
So the rescue mission itself has two very distinct stages. First, you deploy. You run the standard vCenter installer that you're already familiar with, but instead of clicking install, you're going to choose restore. This builds a brand new, totally empty vCenter appliance. Then, stage 2, you populate. During that setup process, you just point the new appliance to your backup file, to your blueprint, and it sucks in all the configuration, the inventory, the data, making it an identical twin of your old vCenter. Okay, listen up, because this next part is absolutely 100% critical. You cannot forget this. Before you start that second stage, the old, failed vCenter appliance must be powered off or, at the very least, completely disconnected from the network. If you don't do this, you're going to have two machines with the exact same digital identity fighting each other on the network, and it will cause total chaos.
Right about now, you might be thinking, hey, wait a minute. Don't I already have other backup tools for this? And yeah, you probably do. So let's be really clear about why this native tool is an absolute must-have, even if your environment is already pretty well protected.
This table really breaks it all down. The native backup is super low impact, and it's officially the primary DR method from VMware. Now, you can use image-based backups, like taking a snapshot, but they use a lot of resources and can be pretty risky for a live database, sometimes leading to ugly inconsistencies. And your third-party tools, they're fantastic, but for the very specific job of recovering vCenter's identity and its configuration, the native tool is king.
So here's the bottom line. Think of your data protection tools in layers. When it comes to recovering your vCenter management plane quickly and reliably, this native, file-based backup is your non-negotiable first line of defense. It is simply the right tool for this very specific and very, very critical job.
Which really just leaves us with one final and pretty important question for you. You've seen the plan, you know the tool now, so is your vCenter blueprint ready to go right now if a disaster hit? Because a fire drill is only useful if you've actually practiced it before you smell the smoke.